Nitai Gaur Sitanata Pramanande. Hare Hare Vipole Janama Manusha Janama Paya Radha Krishna Navajaya Manusha Janama Paya Radha Krishna Navajaya Janeya Shaniya Disha Janiya Shuniya Disha Golokera Premadhana Hari Nama Shankirtan Golokera Premadhana Hari Nama Shankirtan Pratina Janmila Pratina Janmila Shamshara Bishanale Divani Shahiya Chale Divani Shahiya Chale Jurai De Na Koinu Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Hare Rama, Krishna Jatavaya Namaha. Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan. Hare Hare Rama, Krishna Jatavaya Namaha. Hare Hare Rama, Krishna Jatavaya Namaha. Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan. Jaya Nitai Gauranga, Jaya Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Gaura Hare. Jai Nitai Gauranga, Gaura Hare. Jai Sachinandan, Jai Sachinandan, Jai Sachinandan, Gaura Hare. Jai Sachinandan, Gaura Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Nitai Gauda Siddhanata Brahmanande. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Jai Advaita Chandra Jai Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Rai Pandit and Srimati Padmavati were extremely pious, learned, detached from material life. They were exalted devotees of the Lord. Shishu hoete shushtira shubudhi gunavan jinina kandar pakoti lavanir dham. His disposition in childhood was so exalted, and he was so serene, highly intelligent, and his charming beauty overshadowed the attractiveness of millions of cupids. She hoite radhe hoilo sharaba shumongo durbikha daridra dosh khandile shakol. That when the Lord appeared in this Radha Desh, and everything became so auspicious. Sarva Mongol. Famine, poverty, and all kinds of disturbances were totally dispelled. So we were hearing about Lord Nityananda traveling and then remaining in Vrindavana and then going to Mayapur. Now actually, when Caitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in Navadip, at that time Lord Nityananda, who was 9 years old or older, 12 years old, he was roaring in ecstasy, understanding that Caitanya Mahaprabhu had appeared. And that roar could be heard throughout the three worlds. When people were wondering, what is that noise? It's Lord Nityananda roaring. Some thought it was a thunderclap, while others said, no, we know that Lord Nityananda, the Lord of the Vaishnavas, is roaring out of jubilation. So in his childhood, he concealed his pastime, his identity as Balaram. He concealed his identity, but he enjoyed in these fields. He enjoyed playing all of Krishna Lila pastimes. So the boys, they would dress up and they formed a divine council, and they, in their dramas, and they approached Mother Earth. Some of them took the role of Mother Earth, Bhumi, and they approached Lord Brahma, yes, and they submitted a petition in their drama. And they went to the bank of the milk ocean, and with the choicest of prayers, they began to pray to Lord Krishna. And a certain boy who was unseen, he called out that I shall appear in Gokul, Mathura. And all you demigods should also appear there in the houses of, in the families of demigods and assist me. Sometimes they would, in the evening time, they would enact the marriage of Vasudeva and Devaki. Closing all the doors of a room, they would make a dungeon, and they would enact the birth of Lord Krishna, where he appeared before Devaki and Vasudeva. And then they carried baby Lord Krishna to an imaginary Gokul Dham and exchanged him for the baby girl Mahamaya. In this way, they're actually, it's full immersion in the pastimes. They're actually performing the pastimes, living these pastimes. Nityananda, he dressed a young boy as Putana and had someone climb on her breast and suck her milk. And one day they built a cart and then they smashed it. And unseen by anyone, Nityananda Prabhu would enter into the homes of the milkmen and in the vicinity and steal the butter with his young friends. Tad chariyo shishugon nahi jai ghore ratri din Nityananda shahito bihare. So the boys that were playing with Lord Nityananda in this way, they didn't want to return home to their homes and get them. They didn't. Day and night they would perform these pastimes with Lord Nityananda. They didn't want to go home for meals and everything. And the parents, they never remonstrated. They never made any complaint about the boys not coming home. It was an amazing society Lord Nityananda here was enjoying in Ekachakra in his childhood. Amazing characters, huh? Shobe bole nahi dekhi heno dibokela. Heno dibokela nahi dekhi. Shobai bole heno dibokela. We've never seen such dibokela, such spiritual games. Kemon janile shishu eta Krishna lila. Shishu kemon jani eta Krishna. How they understand all of these pastimes of Lord Krishna. One day they made snakes out of leaves. Snakes out of leaves. And they performed the lila of Kaliya Damon. And the Lord and all his boys, all his friends went to the water and they drank the water and they fell in unconscious. And Nityananda Prabhu revived them as they were playing that lila. So he went to the forest one day, maybe it's that's it over there, looks like it. Yeah, looks like it. He went to the forest of Dhenuka, yes? The donkey demon of Dhenuka and all the tala trees. The tala, talgach. Here it is. And the Dhenuka demon is there, talgach. And they went there and they enjoyed all the tal fruits. It's all prasad, Nitai prasad. And he would take his young friends to graze cows, and they would enact many pastimes. Have you seen this town, this village, Ekachakra, is simply Goshala. The whole every home in the village has Goshala. Everywhere is cows. It's here's a very undeveloped place. Hardly any change. Since Nityananda Prabhu's time, just a few bricks, they build a few tempos and rickshaws. But apart from that, you get out into the fields, it's been the same like this for thousands of years. The rice grows the same. So at Nityananda Prabhu's time, this was the environment. They would find places to play, they would take the cows out to graze. This is the place, it's very much the same as it was. So they would play Bakasura, Agasura, demon killing, Krishna killing Bakasura, Krishna killing Agasura, Vatsasura. And Lord Nityananda would play a horn and play these pastimes, the cowherd boys. The lifting Govardhan hill pastime they would perform. They performed the pastime of the Bastraharan, stealing the clothes of the gopis. They performed Bastraharan, maybe in these trees. Bastraharan. Someone would dress up as Narad Muni. Someone would dress up as Narad Muni, complete with a beard and dress, and give secret counsel to Kamsa. And they performed the pastime of Akrura, taking Krishna and Balarama out of Vrindavana. Taking the part of the gopis, when Krishna and Balaram were leaving Vrindavan, playing the part of the gopis, Nityananda Prabhu wept profusely. Bitterly, he wept bitterly. In intense separation, and tears flowed from his eyes like a gushing river. So they played the pastimes of Mathura. One boy dressed up as the hunchback woman, Kubja, and another, they enacted the pastime of going to a place and being smeared with fragrant sandalwood pulp in Kubja's apartment. Pretty amazing pastimes, amazing dramas to see, huh? He made a bow and strung it and then broke it. They performed the pastime of killing Kuvalaya Pita, the elephant, and Chanura Mushtika, the big wrestlers. And he climbed up, he sought out one boy dressed as Kamsa and pulled him down by his hair and straddled his chest. E moto, joto avarta lila shab. Anukaran Korea Kore Kela Kore Kela. So Joto Avatar Lila, all of the different, not just Krishna Lila, all of the different avatars of Lord Vishnu. Nityananda Prabhu simply would fill his days with performing these dramas. So they performed the Leela of Baman and Bali Maharaj and Baman Dev, tricking Bali out of his vast kingdom, and which extended through the three worlds. And one boy addressed as Sukracharya, and he tried to prevent Bali Maharaj from giving everything to Baman Dev, forbid him. And he granted Lord Baman's request. And Lord Baman placed his lotus feet on the king's head so that he dressed as Lord Ramchandra, and they built a bridge across to Lanka with these reeds tied together. You saw in the Nityananda Museum, the reeds tied together. They made a bridge to Lanka. And one day a boy dressed as Vibhishan, and Nitai brought that boy to Lord Ramchandra and appointed him, Lord Ramchandra appointed him the king of Lanka. So then one day, this very famous pastime, that one day one boy challenged that I am Ravan, the demon king, I am Ravan, the demon king. And I shall discharge my most powerful Shakti Shila weapon at you. Avert it if you can, Lakshman. And at that time the boy threw a lotus flower at Lord Nityananda. And being engrossed in Lakshman's battle mood, when being struck with that lotus flower, Lord Nityananda, he fell back and then he crashed down on the ground unconscious. And despite all of the boy's various efforts to rouse him, he lay there unmoving. being absorbed in. This is because he's absorbed in the drama, so much absorbed in it, and that he fell unconscious. Imagine that. You're acting in the drama and then you fall unconscious. That's pretty absorbed acting. So he lay there without a trace of consciousness, and all the boys just stood around there lamenting, holding their heads. And even Hadai Pandit and Padmavati, they came running. They heard that Nitai has fallen unconscious, and they came running. And they're standing there, and all the village people, everyone's standing there, and everyone's just crying and lamenting, and Nitai is lying there in a comatose state. So then the boys, they're describing everything that happened while we're playing in the drama, and then we fought with Ravan through the lotus, and Nitai's fallen out. And then someone said, I understand the reason of Nitai's loss of consciousness. I understand. He said that he's simply acting. And so if Hanuman gives him the medicine from the Gandhara mountain, then he'll become well again. So then, before the drama, actually, Lord Nityananda had instructed his friends that if I fall down unconscious, then he says that surround me and weep for a little while, and then after waiting a few moments, send Hanuman. And when he holds the medicine to my nose, my life will be revived once again. But when the Lord fell down unconscious, then all of his friends became so bewildered by that they forgot what he'd said. Nicha bhave prabhur matro hoilo ocheton dekhi bodo bikol hoilo shishugon. When Nijir Bhave, under his own Nijir Bhave, Prabhu matro hoilo ocheton, he fell down unconscious. Deki, we the boys, we saw that boro bikol. Bikol means we became transformed. Bikal, bikalpa means a complete transformation. We just forgot everything. Complete transformation. Hoilo shishugon. When Nityananda fell down, they just became so concerned. And they simply standing around him and crying, wake up, brother, wake up, brother. And they forgot everything. They forgot everything that he'd said if I fell down. So when they heard the man suggesting that it's just play acting, then they remembered. They remembered the instruction that Nityananda gave, and they remembered and said, oh, that's right, yeah, he told us. So then they remembered everything. So then quick, they sent the boy off, dressed as Hanuman. And on the way, that boy, he met the maternal uncle of Ravan. And he said, oh, come, Hanumanji, yes, and take rest in my hermitage. No. I have to hasten, I must hasten. My journey is very important. Lakshman is lying there. He's been hit by the Shakti Shila weapon of Ravan. I have to bring the medicine. I cannot wait. Well, at least, he said, you take your bath and take some prasadam and then go. You can't not go eat. You have to eat then. Okay, no rest, but you take bath, take prasadam and carry on with your victorious journey. So he induced that boy, Hanuman, he went and took bath. And in the pond, there was a boy dressed as a crocodile. So the boy, dressed as a crocodile, he caught hold of Hanuman's feet and he dragged him into the deep water. And then Hanuman overcame him and there was a fight. And then Hanuman vanquished him. And he moved on. He moved on his journey. So then he didn't know which plant, he brought the whole Gandhava mountain on his head. You can see Lord Hanuman. Bajrangaji, he's carrying the mountain, Hanumanji, and then he brings. And he placed the medicine next to Sri Lakshman's nose, And then thinking of Lord Ramchandra, Sri Lakshman immediately stood up. Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu utilo tokon deki pita mata adi hashe sharvajon utilo. At that moment, Nityananda Prabhu utilo. And then deki pita mata adi, headed by his father, Adai Pandit and Padmavati, and all the devotees, everybody was greatly relieved seeing him get up. Shobai bole, Bap, Iha, Kotai Shikila, all of these pastimes, from where have you learnt them? From where have you learnt them? Hasha bole Prabhu, more a Shokal Lila, more a Shokal Lila, more a Shokal. This is my Leelas. This is my Leelas. So this relationship, particularly between Harai Pandit and Lord Nityananda, is very close. Harai Pandit, Lord Nityananda. We went to Harai Pandit's Bhavan this morning. So Harai Pandit, he couldn't live for a moment without seeing Lord Nityananda. A moment away from Lord Nityananda for Harai Pandit was like a millennium. A millennium. Fall behind, his father would frantically look behind. Where is Nitai? Where is Nitai? Where is Nitai? Constantly absorbed, constantly remembering him. And he would regularly embrace and fondle the childhood form of Nityananda Prabhu, his soft body, which was just like butter. And Nityananda Prabhu was more dear to Harai Pandit than his own life. So Nityananda Prabhu then, he decided it's time to leave home. But he wanted to do this in such a way, he didn't know how to do this in such a way that it would be dukhet karon, a source of pain and misery to his parents. Grihe chadi bari Prabhu Korilen Mon, now it's time to give up house. Na chare janani tata dukher karon. But how to do it in such a way that janani dukher karon, I don't create such pain for my mother. Debe ek din ek shanyashi shundur ailen Nityananda Janaker Ghor. Shundur Shannashi, ailen Nityananda Janaker Ghor. One effulgent, with a sannyasi with a godlike appearance, came to the house of Harai Pandit. So Harai Pandit, naturally, he served that sannyasi and he hosted him for the night. And all night they remained awake talking about Krishna. And in the morning, that sannyasi said to Harai Pandit, Nyas bole, ek bika ache amar, ek bika ache amar. Ek bika ache. I have one thing that I will request from ek bika ache amar. Nityananda pita bole, jai iche tomar. Jai iche tomar. Your icha, what is that? Whatever it is, I will fulfill. Jai iche tomar. It will be. I will fulfill. Whatever you desire, you may have. I am going on pilgrimages regularly, and I need a good Brahmin companion to give me, to assist me. Actually, Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur explains that the sannyasis cannot cook. They cannot light fire. Sannyasis cannot light fire. So they require a Brahmin assistant to actually do these things, to cook. So I require one Brahmin. Nitai is born in Harai Pandit. He's a Brahmin boy. Give me your eldest son for a few days. So greatly, Hadai Pandit was greatly perturbed hearing this request. Just thinking about it, he was fraught with worry and anxiety. Prana Bikha Korilen Amar Shannashi Na Delio Sharbana Shoy Henabashi. Prana Bikha, he's asked for my life. He's asked for my life. But if I don't give it, how can I refuse the Ekbika Achayamar? One thing. He only has one thing. And if the householder cannot fulfill the desire of the guest, especially a sannyasi, then that householder's home becomes completely devoid of fortune. And he's considering about Dasarat giving Lord Ram, and Vishwamitra begging. But Dasarat agreed. He agreed. And this is the desire of the Lord. This is the design of the Lord. So he's praying to Krishna, please help me in this dilemma. So he consulted his wife, Hadai Pandit. He consulted his wife. Shuniya, Balila, Pita, Brata, Jaganmata, Jai Tomar Icha Prabhu Shei Mor Kota. Jaganmata, Padmavati, the mother of Lord Nityananda, mother of the universe. So Suniya, Balila, Pratibrata, hearing the determination, the proposal of her husband. Jai Tomar Icha Prabhu, whatever you desire, Prabhu. Shei Mor Kota, that is my opinion. My decision. So in this way, Lord Nityananda, he handed over, Hadai Pandit, he handed over Lord Nityananda to this sannyasi. Nityananda gele matro, Hadai Pandit, bhumite, porila, bipra, I hoya muchito. Bhumite, porire, muchito. He fell unconscious. Falling unconscious, he fell to the ground. Hadai Pandit. Bhakti roshe, joro prai, hoilo, bibhav. Log bole, Hadai, oja, hoilo, pago. Log bole, Hadai, oja, hoilo, pago. Hadai oja, isn't it? Hoilo pago. Everyone said, he's going crazy. He's going crazy. Bhakti Rosh Joraprai, because he was in a state of total shock. And he just wandered about like a statue. He wandered about like a dumb statue. Hadai Pandit. Hadai Pandit, Hadai Oja, Hoilo Pago. Everyone is saying. Tinmash na Korila Anner Grohon. He didn't accept rice for 3 months. Chaitanya Prabhave Shobe Rohila Jibon. Just remembering Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Prabhave. Remembering Krishna. On the basis of his Krishna consciousness, he remained alive. So Lord Nityananda, he remained here in Ekachakra Gram for 12 years, and then when that sannyasi came. That's interesting, because some scholars exclaim that they describe that sannyasi was Lakshmipati Tirtha, who is considered guru of Lord Nityananda. But he's not mentioned in the Chaitanya Bhagavat. He just one sannyasi who had a golden like effulgence. And then similarly, Lord Nityananda will now travel. He leaves with that sannyasi, but that sannyasi is never mentioned again. Never mentioned again. Only from what you've heard. He gives to the sannyasi, and then he begins. He leaves. The sannyasi's name never mentioned again. He just came for that purpose, because Lord Nityananda, you see, how can he leave? He can't leave. So he has to leave in a way that everybody, there's no choice. Otherwise, how can he just run away? Or he can, no, I'm leaving now. It's not possible, too much pain. But this way, actually, Padmavati, she agreed out of dharma, although it was very painful. But in that way, it's glorious. So he designed personally, Lord Nityananda, through this sannyasi, he personally designed a glorious departure from family life. And then that sannyasi's purpose is complete. We never hear of that sannyasi again. And maybe he's just a demigod manifest just for that few days, just for that leela. And then that's it. Lord Nityananda traveling alone now. Nityananda Tirtha Jatra Shuno Arikonde Jai Prabhur Ninde Dushta Papishta Prashan. Listen, brothers, listen. Nityananda Tirtha Jatre Shuno Adikonde. In his Adikonda, where Krishnadas, where Kaviraj, where Vrindavana Thakur will describe some of the places that Lord Nityananda visited on his tours. Oh, assembly of Bhakta Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's dear devotees. Go to Bhaktagon. Would you be interested to hear some of the places Lord Nityananda visited? It's very interesting. Listen attentively. Shuno Sri Chaitanya Priyatomer Kotan Jai Mote Kohila Tirtha Mandali Brahman. Here, how the most dear of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Priyatam, he is Tirtha Mandali Brahman. He is touring of the holy places. So here from Ekachakra, Nityananda Prabhu, this is really drawing everyone's attention for some reason. From here, Nityananda Prabhu, he first went to, in east northeastern direction, he went to Gaya Dham. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also visited Gaya Dham. There is the lotus feet of Madhusudan. We can say that at that time, this Gaya Dham was a very important tirthastan for those in Bengal. Gaya Dham. And then he went to Kashi, following the direction of Maganga. And he went to Allahabad, and in this way, he's traveling. Ganga Deki, Boro Shuki, Nityananda Rai, Shnan Kore, Pan Kore, Arti Nahi Jai. He was very elated seeing Ganga, Nityananda Prabhu. Actually, this first time Nityananda Prabhu took darshan of Ma Ganga. Because here, Ganga not flowing, Radhadesh. Ganga not flowing. So he first took darshan of Ma Ganga. And he drank Ganga Jal and he bathed in Ma Ganga. But still he was not completely satiated, wanted more. So Prayage, Korila, Magmashe, Pratisnan, Tobe, Mathura Gelo, Purva Janmishtan. So in Prayag, at Tribeni, who's taken bath in Prayag? A few of us. Yeah. Very nice place, Ganga Snan. Baspati went there, just see the special mercy that the preachers of Krishna consciousness get. They go to Prayag, the Triveni Snan, there is Ganga, Jamuna, Saraswati. You went Prayag? No, you went. We didn't go Prayag. No, I mean, next time. Nice snan there. Onek lomba journey. Gari onek lomba journey. And there is nice, and there is this Aditya Dogi. He's the minister, Aditya Jogi. He has ashram right on and you can hear Gita, Shlok. It's a very nice place. So early in the morning in January, early in Magmash, that's mid-December to January, Magmash, early in the morning in Prayag, Nityananda Prabhu took his bath in Triveni. And then from Prayag, he went to Vrindavan, because there is the path of the Jamuna from which the Jamuna flows into Prayag. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, similarly, he went on that path from Prayag to Vrindavan via Jamuna. And he roamed around, Nityananda Prabhu roamed around the shady woods of Vrindavan. circumambulated Govardhan hill and visited the 12 forests of Brajabhumi and wept profusely. And then he went to Hastinapur and visited the city fortress of the Pandavas. He went to Dwarka and bathed in the ocean, Dwarka. And then Kurukshetra, Pritudak, Bindu, Sarova, Prabhash, Naimisharanya. Tobe Gelo Nityananda, Ayodhya Nagor, Ram Janamabhumi, Deki, Kandila Bishtar. Seeing the birthplace of Lord Ram in Ayodhya, Lord Nityananda was overwhelmed and wept profusely. Tobe Gelo Guhak, Chandal Raj Jota, Mahon Mucha Nityananda Pailen Tata. In a place called where the King Guhak, a tribal kingdom. So when Lord Nityananda met his devotee, King Guhak, Lord Nityananda fell unconscious for 3 days out of appreciation of King Guhak. He went to Gomati, Gandaki, Mahendra Hill, Pampa, Bimarati, Godavali. Actually, if you try to follow, you try to make a map of Lord Nityananda's tours, it's either all transcendental or else it's a tour which is a very extensive tour, not just one time around. It's Lord Nityananda's extensive travels, because he's going from the north of India, from Badrigashram to south of India, and then Vrindavana, and then Bengal, and so it is not just one tour. He's constantly describing his travels as he went backwards and forwards across Bharat for 20 years. In Madurai, South India, temple of Kartikeya, and then in Sri Shaila, a huge temple of Shiva and Parvati. And then they recognized Shiva and Parvati, they recognized that their Prabhu had come in the form of a mendicant. Nija Ishtadev, Chinilen, Duijon, Abadut Rupe Kore, Tirta Paryaton. They recognized, Chinilen Duijon, they recognized that Abadut Rupe, in the form of a sannyasi mendicant, Abadut Rupe, Kore Tirta Partyan, the Prabhu is doing Tirta Brahman. And Parvati cooked for Lord Nityananda, and they offered palatable dishes. Only Lord Krishna knows the topics that were discussed between Mahadev and Lord Nityananda at that time. He went to South India, Srirangam, Kanchipuram, and he was very amused to see the ongoing dispute between the Vaishnavas and the Shaivites in Kanchi. Then he went to Badrigashram, and he went to the hermitage of Vyas. That Vyas Muni's hermitage, that's way up past Badrigashram. You get to Badrigashram, you see the icy snow-capped Himalayan mountains, and no man goes there. But the sages go there, and Vyasadeva has his ashram way up there. Our Madhvacharya also traveled to that place and studied with Vyas. So Nityananda Prabhu, he went there, and Vyas Muni, recognizing Lord Nityananda as his worshipable Lord Balaram, he cared for and served Nityananda Prabhu and hosted him there in his ashram. He met some Buddhist monks, and when he asked them some information, they didn't reply, and Nityananda Prabhu kicked them in the head. There was another story in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela. He's traveling in South India, and he defeated the Buddhists. He spoke to them, he defeated them, and they were unhappy with that, so they brought a plate of what they claimed to be Mahaprasad and to offer the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to pollute his mind. And at that time a big bird came, grabbed the plate, and then flew up in the sky. The prasadam fell on the heads of all of the monks, and the prasadam fell off the plate. And then as the bird flew a little higher, he let go of the plate, big heavy pitale tala, and then it landed on the head of the guru. Boom! Made a big sound. He fell down unconscious. And then the monks were completely fearful. Oh, and they prayed to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please forgive us for this offense. So in Chaitanya Bhagavat, in Caitanya Caritamrita, the Buddhists, they're not actually seen with great respect. In most cases, they're very much not appreciated. Hey Moto, Abhai, Paramananda Rai, Brahme, Nityananda, Abhai, Nahik Kahai. So in this way, Abhai Paramananda Roy, Brahma Nityananda, he wandered fearlessly all over India to all different holy places. He went to Kerala, and he went house to house, it mentions, house to house in Kerala. And travelled all those South Indian, there's Kanyakumari, all of those places. Niranto Krishna Besh, Kane Hashe, Ke Bhuje Sheirosh. In complete Krishna consciousness, Nityananda Prabhu. Ke Bhuje Sheirosh, no one could understand. Kane Kande, sometimes he's crying. Kane Hashe, sometimes he's laughing. But as we see that he wasn't instructing people about Krishna consciousness. And he wasn't distributing the holy name, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, in spite of making himself available and traveling all over India for 20 years. But he himself was Nijay, himself was Ke Bhuje Sheirosh, absorbed in Krishna consciousness, without anyone being able to understand. Emoto, Nityananda Prabhu Brahman, Daibe, Maravendra Shaha Hoile Darshan. Daibe, by arrangement of the higher authorities, whilst he was wandering, he came into the association of Madhavendra Puri by divine arrangement. So here it describes who is Madhavendra Puri, and it's interesting that the meeting between Madhavendra Puri and Nityananda Prabhu is described in the Caitanya Caritamrita, in Chaitanya Bhagavat, in this chapter which is dedicated to Lord Nityananda Prabhu's life. And this meeting with Madhavendra Puri is described in great detail. And we'll discuss the significance of this. Madhavendra Puri, Premamoy Kolebor, Premamoy Jotoshab, Shonge Onuchor. Yeah. He's the embodiment, Premamoy Kolebor, the embodiment of Prema. Prema. Premamoy Jotoshab Shonge Onuchor. And all of his swan-like disciples are similarly endowed with a similar flavor of love of God. So Madhavendra Puri, he's described as the the devotee who first cultivated the mood of Madhurya Rosh. Madhurya Rosh. There's quite many descriptions of him given in Caitanya Caritamrita. Madhavendra Puri Prabhu, his departure, his service to Gopinath and Ramuna, and these leelas, so many detailed leelas are described. So this Madhavendra Puri. This is prior to the manifest pastimes and teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan Leela. It's prior. Nityananda Prabhu is coming toward the end of his travels, so he's in his mid-20s. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at this time, he's still a young boy. He's still just prior to marriage. He hasn't. So Madhavendra Puri is a very predominant Vaishnava at that time, just prior to Mahaprabhu's appearance. Madhavendra Puri is the senior most Vaishnava in the community, on the planet. And Nityananda Prabhu was able to associate with him. Yes, here it is. Bhakti Roshe Madhavendra Adi Shutradhar Gauda Chandra Iha Kahi Achaina Barba. That Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has repeatedly said that Madhavendra Puri is the origin of worship and ecstatic love. Nityananda Deki Matro Shri Madhavendra Puri Padila Muchita Hoi Apani Pashari. That just by seeing, just when he's seeing, on meeting Madhavendra Puri, Lord Nityananda became paralyzed and lost consciousness on meeting. And Madhavendra Puri also went into ecstatic trance. And all the disciples of Madhavendra Puri, including Ishvara Puri, they all stood and they witnessed this meeting of the two great souls. They rolled together on the ground. They embraced and they rolled together on the ground. And the tears that were flowing from their eyes was inundating the whole area. It was becoming like a muddy field. They're crying, they're rolling together. Unrestrained tears purified the earth. Kampa, Ashru, Pulak, Bharver, Antanai, no end to the manifestation of the symptoms of the shivering, weeping, horripilation, Dui Dehe, Birahai, Chaitanya Goshai. That's such a nice verse. Kampa, Asru, Pulak, Barber Antanai, Dui Dehe, Birahai, Chaitanya Goshai. The two devotees, out of feeling separation from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at that time, were experiencing this viraha bhav and embracing. What a meeting! Not just like two ordinary Haribol Prabhu. How are you? Haribol. How's it going? Haribol. Like intense person, such intense Vaishnavas. When they meet, the feelings of separation of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu become so overwhelming that they just can't contain their symptoms of shivering, horripilation, tears. So Madhavendra Puri, he was so attached, he felt so attracted that they didn't want to release each other from embrace. They never desired to. You imagine? Like you embrace it like a moment and say, oh, that's enough. Oh. That's enough. Oh. They didn't want to release each other. For a long time they remained in a state of embrace. They'd seen many pilgrims, both Nityananda Prabhu in his traveling and Madhavendra Puri also, an itinerant sannyasi, many pilgrims. But they never had seen either of them Vaishnavas like each of them. So they spent many days together. Madhavendra Kota Oti Odbud Koton Meg Dekile Matra Hoye Ocheton. Madhavendra Puri was such a Vaishnava that when he would see in the sky a dark cloud, he would fall unconscious. Such developed love for Krishna, when he would see a cloud in the sky, he would fall unconscious. That's called Roti Udoy. That's called awakened detachment. So Madhavendra Puri, day and night, he was intoxicated with love of Godhead. Sometimes he was crying, sometimes laughing, sometimes making a great deal of noise, sometimes shouting. It seemed that, and Lord Nityananda was also drunk with the divine nectar of love of Govinda. He stumbled and fell repeatedly, often roaring with laughter. This was the situation in the ashram of Madhavendra Puri. They simply lost touch of the world, the day-to-day world, in each other's association. They spent all of their time with each other. Madhavendra Prati Nityananda Mahashai Guru Buddhi Byatarika Arna Karai. So Guru Bhuti, Byatarika, that Nityananda Prabhu, he accepted Madhavendra Puri like a spiritual master. And so therefore we see in the descriptions of the life of Nityananda Prabhu that we see he's described as being a disciple of Lakshmi Patitirtha, but also a disciple of Madhavendra Puri. And when you see in our line of disciplic succession, which is in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, at the end of the introduction, line of disciplic succession, so you'll see that coming before Nityananda Prabhu is Madhavendra Puri. And then Ishvara Puri, Madhavendra Puri, Nityananda Prabhu, Ishvara Puri. I think it goes like that. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in this way we see a detailed description of the meeting of Srila Madhavendra Puri, Prabhupada, and Nityananda Prabhu. And this is just before Nityananda Prabhu comes and arrives in Mayapur and begins to take up his role as the most intimate associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Mayapur in the Sankirtan movement. So just before that arrival of Lord Nityananda in Mayapur, he's spending this extensive period of time associating with Madhavendra Puri in the mood of a disciple and discussing Krishna consciousness. So we see the influence, we see the recorded influence, recorded in great detail, the influence that Madhavendra Puri had on Lord Nityananda Prabhu. And we know that Srila Advaita Acharya Thakur, he also was a disciple of Srila Madhavendra Puri. And that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also is a disciple of Ishvara Puri, who is a disciple of Srila Madhavendra Puri. So in this way you can see that the significant influence that Srila Madhavendra Puri is having in the members of the Panchatattva. And this is manifest in the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the mission of the Panchatattva. And Madhavendra Puri, Prabhupada, he plays a major role in this mission, as we can see by this description. Nityananda Madhavendra Dui Darshan Jai Shuniye Tar Mile Krishna Prem Dhan. So those who hear the meeting between Madhavendra Puri and Nityananda Prabhu, Jai Shuniye Tar Mile Krishna Prem Dhan, they will get the wealth of love of Krishna. So Nityananda Prabhu, from that place in South India where he was staying with Madhavendra Puri, he then travelled Rameshwaram, Shetubanda, Trimala, that is Balaji, Venkateshwar, Kurma Kshetra, where Mahaprabhu delivered the Kurma Brahman, Jagannath Puri, he went to Jagannath Puri, and then he went to Ganga Sagar, all the way up Bay of Bengal to the beginning of Ganga Sagar. But interestingly, he didn't go to Mayapur at that time. From Ganga Sagar, he went to Vrindavana. Hey moto Tirtha Brahmi Nityananda Roy Punar Bar Ashiye Milila Maturai. After traveling all those places, he again went to Mathura, to Vrindavana, and he remained in Vrindavana, awaiting news of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance. And in Vrindavan, he enjoyed pastimes as a cowherd boy. He's Lord Balarama, as we sang. Brajendra Nandana Jai Shashi Shuta Hoilo Shay Balarama Hoilo Nitai. So he is very happy in Vrindavan, performing his pastimes as a cowherd boy. Odda Piha Nityananda Dore Sharva Shakti Tatapi kore ha na dilen Krishna bhakti. Na dilen Krishna bhakti. Although he is Nityananda Dhore Sarva Shakti. You please move. Please. I decided in on a chale jaben. No? Nityananda Dhore Sarva Shakti. Although he is the repository of all power, Nityananda Prabhu, tatapi, although kore ha na dilen Vishnu bhakti, he didn't distribute Krishna consciousness during all of this time. He wasn't distributing. And the reason for that is explained here. Jabe Gauda Chandra Prabhu Koribe Prakash Tan Shei Ogai Bhakti Dhaner Bilash. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Koribe Prakash, when he manifests and begins his lila of distributing the holy name and the Jugadharma avatar, Kali Juge, Jugadharma Namera Prochar Toti Lage Pita Varna Chaitanya avatar. He came to distribute the holy name, he's Juga avatar. So Nityananda Prabhu, he's waiting for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to manifest his pastimes as Jugadharma Prabhachok, Tashe Aghai. And having received his order, on his order, Tashe Aghai, on his order, Bhakti Dhaner Bilas, the lila of giving bhakti would begin upon being ordered by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we later see that having come to Mayapur and joining actually Nityananda Prabhu, he's the last member of the Panchatattva to take up his role in the intimate association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Navadip. Gadadhar Pandit, he was associating with Nimai from his childhood. They were peers, they were friends. And then Srivas Thakur, a little older, but he was Nimai regularly associating. Srivas Thakur already a bhakta, and he would bless Nimai, and Nimai would accept the blessings of Srivas Thakur. And then Advaita Acharya, they were next door, they were neighbors. And every morning Vishwarup would go to the house of Advaita Thakur and hear the Bhakti Kotha, and then at noontime Vishwambar would come, small boy, with a little dhoti, little string around his waist, and pull the dhoti of Vishwarup. And come, Janani Dakche, lunch, come, Bojaite, come. And all the Vaishnavas they were discussing Krishna, they would stop, their mouths would drop, they would look at this boy, and then they're like, what, this is Maya, this household Maya. They're enchanted. Advaita, Mani Mani Chinta Kori Advaita Mahashai, Prakrita Manush Ei Balog Nai. Even though he prayed for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to appear, Advaita Thakur, and Nimai is coming every day and pulling the dhoti, but he doesn't know. But he's thinking, Mani Mani, Chinta Kori Advaita Mahashai, Prakrita Manush to E Balog Nai. E Balog, this boy, Prakrita Manush, he's not material. He's not looking at his form, his beautiful, enchanting form. And all the Vaishnavas, they couldn't even continue discussing Hari Kotha, just being completely enchanted by the form of Vishwambar pulling the dhoti, of Vishwarup calling it for prasad. So, so Advaita Thakur, he was there. He was well-known personality. And when Mahaprabhu began to reveal himself, first to Srivas Thakur, then he went to the house of Advaita Thakur with Gadadhar Pandit. Advaita Thakur sees, or actually Advaita Thakur is worshipping Tulasi, or worshipping the Lord. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sees that, he falls unconscious. And then Advaita Thakur immediately takes the puja of paraphernalia and begins to worship Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Gadadhar Pandit saying, what is this, Prabhu? What is this, Thakur? This is not becoming a man of your position. You're worshipping this boy. And as he's worshipping, Advaita Thakur looks at Gadadhar and you still thinking he's just a boy? And then he went to Shantipur. He says that if he's really my Prabhu, then he will bring me from Shantipur. Advaita Thakur had another home in Shantipur, so he went to Shantipur. So then Lord Nityananda arrived in Mayapur. And then finally Advaita Thakur came back from Shantipur, and then all of the Panchatattva had assembled in Mayapur. And Mahaprabhu began the full manifestation of the Sankirtan pastimes. And then for a significant period of time, at least 1 year, Mahaprabhu was doing Sankirtan with his dear associates in Navadip. And then all of a sudden he called Nityananda one day, Shunu Shunu Nityananda, Shunu Haridas, Savatra Amaragai Kodaho Prakash. It's not just for us, a handful of Vaishnavas, associates of Srivas, together. It's Savatra Amaragai Kodaho Prakash. You have to manifest my teachings everywhere. Prati Gore Gore Gi Koro E Bika, Bhaja Krishna, Bala Krishna, Koro Krishna Shika. You begin to every door, you preach to the people. He became a beggar. Koro E Bika. And Lord Nityananda began the preaching, and up to this point he wasn't preaching because he hadn't received that order from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And we were discussing last night how to develop your relationship with Lord Nityananda. You become a beggar. He's a beggar. Prati Gore Gore Gi Koro E Bika. E Bika. He became Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's beggar. So if you want to develop a relationship with Lord Nityananda, you become a beggar. You give up your false prestige, you give up your pride, you give up all of your ego. I'm a big man, I don't have to do it. And you go indiscriminately to whoever you meet and you beg. Brother, you just try chanting Hare Krishna. You just take this book and find out something amazing. That is the most pleasing service to Lord Nityananda. So it describes that as he's personally doing that. He's personally doing that. Personally doing that. And then when you hear, that's another one, in Mayapur sometime we can hear the preaching of Lord Nityananda, the amazing preaching. Such a powerful preacher. And in many places you'll hear, not described in Chaitanya Bhagavat, many places throughout Bengal where Lord Nityananda did a tremendous preaching and delivered so many people. But at this time, Sanatana Saraswati Thakur describes that he's simply meditating in separation of Krishna in Vrindavan, and he's not preaching. He's simply in a viraha bhav, separation from Krishna. And in that way he's remaining in Vrindavan. Chaitanya Ari Bhakta Nityananda Roy Chaitanya Jasha Bashe Jaha Jiboy. Because Chaitanya Jasha, the glories of Chaitanya, Bashe Jaha Jiboy are always on his tongue. He's Chaitanya Ari Bhakta, the original devotee, Nityananda Roy. Aha Nisha Chaitanya Kotha Prabhu Koi, day and night. Aha Nisha Chaitanya Kotha Prabhu Koi, Nityananda Prabhu. He's saying, Tar Bhojile Shai Chaitanya Bhakti Hoy. If you worship him, Tar Bhojile Shai Chaitanya Bhakti Hoy. If you worship him, then you get devotion to Chaitanya. You get love of Chaitanya. Nityananda Swaruper Tirtha Paryatan Jai Iha Shune Tar Mile Prem Don. Those who hear this description of Lord Nityananda's tour, they will be crowned with the most precious success of love of God. Nityananda Prabhu ki, Ekachakra Dham ki. Shall we do some kirtan?
Hare Krishna
Yadhavaya Namaha. Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana. Jai Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Jaya Nitai Gauranga, Gaura Hari. Jai Nitai Gauranga, Jaya Nitai Gauranga, Jaya Nitai Gauranga, Gaura Hari. Nitai, 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 Nitai Gauranga, Jaya Nitai Gauranga, Gaura Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Gauda, Gauda, Gauda Hare. Jai Nitai Gauranga, Gauda Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare